What's up, everyone? Yeah, I haven't posted anything for a while because I've been kind of haven't been working out in the garage much this winter because I didn't have heat. So I'm kind of finally getting warm. I can start working outside here on some stuff. So we're gonna start posting more stuff here on the channel. We're gonna start. I started another video. I'm working on an older Husqvarna 272 XP. That one will be coming up shortly too. I have a couple chainsaws that I wanted to knock out. The Husqvarna belongs to a buddy of mine. He brought it down and it won't run. So I'm doing some videos on it and getting it going. This is one of mine. This is going to be going down for sale. One of these little Craftsman suitcase saw. This is an older one, as you can see, but it still does have the chain brake on it. I think this is a 40cc. Let's get it out of there. Yeah, a little 40cc. Chain is about 3/4 left on it. It doesn't feel too awful bad, so we may not have to sharpen it. But we may touch it up just to make sure so I can sell it. Doesn't look like the bottom of the bar isn't all chewed up like the oiler is bad. This side we got a lot more paint missing on this side, but it doesn't look too awful bad. Got a little bit of a ridge on it. We'll pull it apart and we'll see what it's like. On these Craftsmans and the Poulins and Poulin Pros, the crankcase or the gas tank and everything is all plastic, and you have to watch because a lot of people want to tighten up the bar nuts too tight and it pulls it right through the plastic and go right through on the other side of the muffler. And if you crank them down too tight, all it does is just pull them through, and then you end up with a junk gas tank. But everything, let's see, the brake work, yep, brake does work. Yep, turns a little bit. This one doesn't have, well, it doesn't feel too bad. It's kind of hard to tell until I pull it apart and take the cover off of it. And once I get you set up in the stand, let's see, that's the, looks like the lock is broke on it. Yeah, the trigger lock. I may have one of those over there. Those aren't too awful bad to mess with. Couple pins to pull this out. It looks like either broke off or I don't know. But I got enough gas tanks over there, Poulins and all that. I can get the trigger out of it and we can fix that. But let's see, so far, you know, just filthy looking. Smells like gas. So at least it doesn't, you know, smell like something rotten. At least the little duckbill's still in there for the vent. It's not leaking. God, that even actually smells like gas. It doesn't smell like something that's been left out for too long. But just like anything, I'm sure it has ethanol in it, and we're going to be probably redoing the carburetor on this. It's normally, even before ethanol on these things, I always had to redo the carburetors on them. But like I said, just filthy 18-inch bar, Craftsman 40cc. This one's probably from the 90s. I'm gonna guess. So if it does have decent compression, it probably hasn't been used a whole lot, because a lot of these, most of them, the newer ones now, if you look on the tag, it says 52 hours runtime, meaning that's the durability of the piece of equipment is 52 hours, and then it's pretty much wore out. Everything's still available for these. I mean, you can put jugs and pistons and rings in them, but you know, is it worth it on these? But it is to me, because this one's in pretty good shape, and if it does need piston and rings, I think I do have a brand new set for these 40 cc's over there, because I used to be a Poulin Pro dealer, so I still have a lot of parts for my Poulin Pros. And that's basically who made this. Okay, so I'm going to get you set up in the stand. We're going to move a few things here, and I'm going to we'll take the top off of this, get the bar and chain off of it, so we can actually get to looking at it. And yes, I'm working outside, so you're going to be hearing a lot of traffic. I didn't get any accoutrements with the saw. You know, that's where the manual goes, and then up front here you got where your files and your file holder, your scrunch, and all that went on the lid. And I didn't get any of that stuff with this. All I got was just the saw and the suitcase. But it just needs cleaned up. So I'm gonna bring out the stand, and I'm gonna get you set up, and we're gonna start working on this and see if we can't get us a good chainsaw going. Alright, first thing we'll do is let's get the bar and chain off of it, so we can take a look at it and the sprocket. And brake band is still good. It's not wore through. That doesn't even look like it's been used. A lot of adjustment on there too. I think this saw may have sat around more than anything. Now on these little 40 cc's on the Craftsmans and the Poulins, they all take what they call a 3/8 low profile chain. This is a 91, which is Oregon's number, is 91. And like I said, this chain is about 2/3 left on it, and it's got a couple little dings. It's a semi-chisel, what they call a semi-chisel. Usually if you see if your chain is rounded, that's a semi-chisel. If it's an actual square point, that's a big chisel chain. 50 gauge is what these all run. And we may not have to sharpen that one, but we'll see when we go to cut with it. I don't file anything, so be prepared. Bar, it's got a little bit of a ridge on it. Yeah, especially out here on the nose. Somebody was really using the nose for cutting. It's not one of those adjuster bars where it has the screw in it. This is an actual real bar. See, on these bars, when your oiler runs, let's see, on this one, yep, this one, it oils right up through the big holes right here. The bottom is what adjusts it, and then the top will be where the oil goes. What it does is it pumps oil up into this groove, and as your chain runs around, it drags the oil around it, lubricating the whole bar and chain. And from the looks of this one, it looks like the oiler was working pretty good. Pretty snotty. Alright. Let's get the top cover off of it and take a peek. Looks like we might need an air filter. Little war. Not sure if I have any of these here or not. I'll have to look. I usually kept them around, but then a lot of these, you know, as years go on, you don't see as many of them. They start getting wore out, and you have new models. Champion RCJ7Y. That's the right plug for it. Brand new plug too. Like I said, I don't think. Let's see. Stop. On. Kind of hard to see out here. Oh yeah. Nice little fine blue spark. Now, I think on this one, before we even do anything, I kind of, that feels really good. I don't even think we need to run a compression test on it. Alright. I need to see if I have any 2-cycle gas. I don't know if I do. I'd like to dribble a little down the spark plug and see if she's got any sparky or any fire. See if we can get it to fire over. I know we're going to have to she's priming up too. What do you think? Okay, this one is a little newer. We don't have a trigger lock on this one. The choke is the trigger lock on this one. It'll pull it back and give you your fast idle. The older ones, you had to push this down and then push this forward in order for it to stay on fast idle. Let's see, choke on. It's got gas in it. We already smelt that, and it's not too bad. Kind of like to see if it'll run. Let me see. Where are you pointing? Get you. I stand. Okay, I think so. Let's see what we got. she's still got a dirty carburetor. So we're gonna pull it down and clean that carburetor. Because if I don't, I know I'm gonna have problems with it. I'll sell it to somebody and it'll come back because it's not running because of the carburetor being dirty. I don't think I have everything here to... I can adjust it, I know, but like I said, if you don't clean it, you're going to have problems. If you do clean it, and there was nothing wrong with it, but I'd rather clean it. So I got to go gather up a few things so we can get this carburetor off of here and take a peek at it and get it up on the bench. Alright, these aren't too awful bad to take out of here. We got our two nits. Let's see if anybody has been in this one. Come on. Like I said, they're normally not too bad to take out. But this one's going to be, of course. There we go. Let's see. We'll get our... Yeah, somebody's been adjusting on it because the caps are missing. Now I'm going to need something to plug off my fuel lines. All the way up out of there. Ooh, yep. Let me put him back on there. He broke. Yep, looks like we're going to be doing fuel lines too. Because those fuel lines are as hard as a rock. Yep, in fact, bottom one broke off and that one broke off too. So let's see. Should just dump the gas tank. But that would be too easy, wouldn't it? I need... Yeah, bear with me here for a second. Okay, I just put a screw in the fuel line. Yeah, see that one's falling apart too, so we're definitely gonna need to put new fuel lines on this. Kinda figured we would have to. Let me pressure out of that. Let me see, do I have something I can get a hold of the... There. Not a whole heck of a lot of gas in it, so let me find something to put that gas in. Alright, slight overkill, but it'll work. Like I said, it doesn't... Yeah. Fuel line's just deteriorating. Fuel filter looks okay. Gonna be some dirt. Yeah, a little bit of sawdust. We'll let that sit and see if anything comes of it. See if we get any water out of it. And I think the other piece is still in here too, the retainer. Little lanyard. Yeah. That guy. We can get him fixed up too. Okay. Now we need to get this carburetor cleaned up and let's see if it needs rebuilt. And of course, Zama. Okay, I'm gonna get this carburetor all blowed off, and then we're gonna put it up on the bench and tear it apart and see what it looks like on the inside. Alright, let's pull this carburetor down and see what we got going on with it. This is the pump side. This will have our fuel pump. Which it has one of those neoprene or whatever. And they're in pretty good shape. Kind of starting to think that maybe somebody had already rebuilt this before I got it. But whatever gas they used in it kind of stayed pretty good, because I bought this last summer and it sat all winter. This is the metering pocket, which is a little crunchy, but not too awful bad. I mean, it could actually be reused if need be. Let's see, let's take out the tipper. A little tipper valve and spring. That's the tipper lever. And this will be the little valve right here. That's just like your needle and seat in your regular 4-cycle. That's pretty good too. Let's see, spline. Let's see, where are we at? Low side. Let's see how much. Let's see, half, 1, 1.5, about 1 3/4. See, on the newer carburetors they don't have springs. It's just kind of a resistance fit. And this is our high side. it off her. And we got half on the high, which is going to be a little too lean. Let's see, the blunt one, nope, the short ones are high. I'm not going to pull the Welch plug out of this one. I don't think we really need to. That's about all there is to this one. So I'm going to I'll put all this in the ultrasonic cleaner. And while it's doing its thing, we will work on something else. Okay, as soup's cooking, you can hear it going in the background. All I'm going to do right at the moment is I'm going to tear this down. I'll take the side covers off of it and start getting everything all cleaned up. And when we go to put the fuel lines in, I'll bring you back and I'll show you me putting the fuel lines in. Rounded up on my fuel line there. So we'll replace the fuel line on this and get that ready. But like I said, I want to get it cleaned up first before we start doing any of that, because that thing is really nasty. Alright, I'll bring you back when I'm ready. Alright, they're not too awful bad, but it's right on the ends, and yeah, it's falling apart. We'll get our purge bulb up out of there first. Okay. That's the one that goes to the carburetor. To that side, this is one goes, this should be the, let's see, that should be the return. Yep, that's the return. That one, this should be our fuel. That's our fuel line there. Yep. Start with that piece of crap. Okay, got us a piece of fuel line here. You can see what I do is I just cut that on an angle. And I have a really fine piece of wire here. I think this one's going to be small enough to fit down through that hole. And I bend it over like so. And we'll just stick him right down through there. To make sure we got her started. Come on. Ah. Doubt if it got down through far enough. Yeah, nope. So, I gotta cut this a little long, because then what I'm gonna do, if it's gonna act like that, around and hook up. Cut that off. Okay, this is the piece that goes to our carburetor. This is the overflow, purging. So that one we don't really have to worry about if it's too big. Because we're not pushing it down through a tank. There. Have that and go the end of that. All right, now the overflow. I'm going to need one more piece of wire, I think, so I can get a hook on that. I need a little heavier piece of wire. Let me get another piece of wire. Okay, same thing, I just pulled that up through. Let's see, I need to put this little stop on the end of it. And we can pull him all the way up like so. And then we'll cut off what we need. Alright, we got all of our fuel lines run. Oh, let's see, did I... Alright, where'd you go? I need... that. Now did I? Yeah, I did. No, I didn't. Yeah. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and put a new... Oops, that one's not going to fit. So... I'm going to put the old one back on because it's still good. That now, let's see if we can fix our fuel cap. We'll flatten these out a little bit. Alright, I think soup's done, so we can go do a carburetor. Alright, got her out of the ultrasonic and let it go for about 40 minutes. Not cleaned up pretty good. It's got some watermarks on it, but pretty good. Let's see, now we're not going to have to put a kit in this one, surprisingly enough. I thought I was going to have to. But nope, everything's still pretty good, which kind of really surprises me. So I'm thinking somebody had redid this one before I bought the saw. But you know, if I wouldn't have tore it down and cleaned it, we would have been tearing it down and cleaning it anyway. Alright, let's fight with our little tipper valve. Put him in there. Oh, we need, yeah, we're gonna get a little spring. Get our little spring right in that hole, right in the hoe. Oh, I need, there we are. Now comes the fun part. If I'm not too shaky today, finger slipped. It's the way it always goes. If you don't get it the first time, you're gonna fight with it. At least that's the way it always seems with me. You get one chance to do it, and if you don't get it the first time, I usually try and make these about level. with the body of the carburetor. See, this one's a little high. That's a little better. I think I could go just there we are. Pretty good. Now I can go just a little bit more. There we are. If you leave them up too high, they never want to close. And if they don't close, then all you do is end up with fuel running constantly through the carburetor, and it always flooding out. You'll never get it adjusted. Alright. Okay. Little round, the shorter one is our high. That I remember. And I'm going to run that in till it bottoms out. And we're going to go 1/2, 1, and 1/4. Same with our low. We'll run that all the way in. And we'll go 1/2, 1, that's 1 and 1/2, 1 3/4 on our low. There we are. And we're ready to put that back on. Alright, we got one. We're going to run this one fuel line. It will go over. Run him out. Come on. There we go. Let's see, we need about that much. You can tell it's spring and everybody out doing yard work, and it's supposed to be in the 70s all week. Okay, carburetor. We need, let's, okay, get our linkage. one on the purge goes to this side of the carburetor. Probably can't see. Let me move you around. And this one goes all the way around and we'll hook up. Let's see, we need a little bit more rope on our fuel line. Fuel lines are all good. They'll be good. I'm going to put this guy on. Purge bulb. There, we need our choke. Should be that one right there. Put it in the hoe. Kick you a little bit first. You don't mind, do you? There. Now we need our air filter housing. Couple Knerts. Five 16ths nut driver. Remember the first Craftsman, where you at? There you are. Were black. Were the first Craftsman chainsaws that I started playing with. Except for the real old ones, you know, the ones that were like the Poulin 3000 and 4000. There we go. Now all we need is some gas. And I'll have to run over and get some gas because I don't have any. No two-stroke. Alright, I ran over and got some pre-mix. What I had from last year I had to dump out because it was stinky. So we got some fresh stuff. Now by all rights, if I did everything like I should have, I did everything right, we should start up. Oh, I know what we didn't do. We need to see if we have any oil in this. Yeah, there's a little bit down in there, at least enough to make sure the oiler's working. Alright. I know I'm not going to be able to pull it from here. God, I can't see if you can see me or not. Come over here. Okay, our oiler is working. Let's see. Let's see, I think the back one, yeah, back ones are high, front ones are low. We need to let's open up the low a little bit. A little bit more. I'm still, still afraid that that fuel filter is plugged. And I want to try a new fuel filter. Hold on a second. Alright, I blew out the fuel filter and I got it. Jeez. I can't use that at all. Nope. Alright, I'm kind of dead in the water until I can find an air filter. So I kind of Let me see what I can come up with. Alright, I went and looked, and every one of my foam filters I had I brought a good one over. I thought it was a good one, and I went to rinse it out and it just disintegrated. So I just took a piece of filter material and cut one out enough that'll fill it until my new ones come in. I just want to be able to, you know, finish it up and have it ready, so all I have to do is put a filter in it and I can finish up this video and get it all adjusted, and should be the same as with the stock. Okay, now normally what I do on these bars is I'll take a knife and clean out my bar groove. That's where your oil runs up through there to oil your chain. You can see the crap that comes out of there, all the sawdust and oil, because your main is to get these. Where you at? I think you're about right there. It's kind of hard to see in the sun. This is your oil hole right there. Let's see, in Craftsman, so you know, we gotta make sure the top one's clean because that's what will go on. And then, like I said earlier, this one has a little bit of a burr on it, and I'll just take a file. You can run them across the grinder. And I just want to clean that, get that burr off of there. And yes, that bar's sharp. Alright. Now, can you see? Yeah, you can see there in the shitty seats. Alright. Yeah, let's turn it over. You can turn them over, you know, if one side is getting pretty crappy, you can turn it over and you can wear it on the other side of the bar. Now when adjusting your chain tension, there's about, everyone has their own as to how tight you should make your chain on your bar. I was told years and years ago that you tighten your chain up so when you pull up on the chain, pull up on the chain, you should only be able to see the bottom of the tooth. You know, you can go a little looser. I normally do, but I was told that by a saw guy that you just pull that chain up, and if you can just get it at the top where you can see the bottom of the tooth on through the, just, you know, above the bar, you're tight enough. Because you don't want that bar, that chain, laying over. If you run them too loose, the chain will want to lay over and it just wears the sides of the bar out. And you don't want that either. So let's see, we need to see how the adjustment is on this. Now that we got a chain on it and an air filter, now we can put a load on it and see what we got. Let me get you picked up a little bit, so hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Purge the carburetor. Alright, we need to go find something to cut. These are great little firewood saws. And when you're adjusting the high end on these little two-stroke engines, especially on a chainsaw, you know, I can wind this thing up tight to where, you know, it's fast as hell when it's cutting, but it's just not going to have the longevity. I kind of like to get them to where they want to peak and then come down, peak, come down, peak, come down, kind of off and on a little bit. Some of them, depending on the customer, I will peak them out to where they'll scream at the top for, about 3-4 seconds, and then it'll kind of back off a little, and then it'll take off again. Those are for guys that are logging and stuff like that. If they're logging and they want me to, I can tune them and peak them out to where they just scream, you know, because the longevity of a logging saw isn't very long. They either get smashed or a lot of those guys are piecework, so the quicker the better. But as a homeowner, you know, you want the saw to last, and I'll leave it so it'll kind of peak and come down, peak, come down, peak, come down, you know, just kind of off and on. I think some people call it 4-stroke, and it's just that it's not totally peaked out. And that's the way I like to keep them for homeowners. Because then, like I said, then they last. All they're doing is cutting firewood. They don't care if the saw is going to last them 5 or 10 years. You know, they just want to make sure that it does last them. They don't want to have to run it for a year screaming and cutting firewood, and then every year rebuilding or buying a new saw. So I kind of keep them at that level to where they're kind of off and on. Let's see, this one is before they started putting that on there, that 52-hour durability. I think they were getting too many complaints, so they had to put that on the saws. Because like I said, yeah, I could peek that sucker out in 52 hours. That thing would be, you know, stripped and, you know, just ratted out. Alright, there you have it. Nice little Craftsman. 40cc, 18-inch bar. She cuts pretty good. Chain could use to be touched up. It's not as sharp as I like them. The sharper your chain, the less the saw has to work. Plus, I think I'm out of oil. There wasn't much oil in it. But, yeah. Another one brought back from just sitting. And I have the case over here that I cleaned up. So, nice little suitcase. Doesn't have to be spotless, but I did want to get a bunch of the oil out of it. So it did turn out pretty good. Let it pee. Sit out here in the sun and bake. So yeah. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Bringing back another little Craftsman 18-inch. 40cc chainsaw. So until next time, I'll see you on the next one.